Okay, so many of us are starting to embrace spirituality, starting to embrace a different level of consciousness and learn and grow more. So the more we do that, the more it's time to come out of the spiritual closet. Let's talk about it. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Divine Healing with Love channel. I am Nicole. I'm so grateful to have you here with me today. Welcome back to the capital LOVE tribe. Thank you all so much for all of your love and support. I'm so grateful to be here. I'm so grateful for you, all of your love, support, encouragement, likes, subscribing. The numbers are going up every day. This tribe is growing every single day. So grateful to be a part of this community, to be of service. This is healing for you. It's healing for me. I'm grateful we could do this together to grow and become our best selves. So let's talk about this coming out of the spiritual closet, okay? Spiritual closet. Yes, that's what I call it, the spiritual closet. You know, I can think about when I started to embrace spirituality, and wasn't that long ago. It was only like a few years ago, but things really clicked for me, and things really just went into turbo drive. Everything just became so synchronistic, and it was like a beautiful synergy for me when I started to embrace spirituality. But I was doing this in a very quiet way. I'm a quiet person. I'm a private person. I know it may not seem like that, but I really am. I don't always share a lot of the details of my life and what's going on with me, even with the people who are close to me. Okay, that's just who I am. And I know it may not seem like that because I'm on YouTube talking about these stories, but really and truthfully, that's really who I am. So when I started to embrace spirituality, I started to, again, things just clicked. It just felt right. And when I started to embrace it, I started to notice that not only did this feel right, I started to realize that I started to unlock so much wisdom that was already within me. It was almost just like reading things just brought back a lot of the things in my Akashic records, in my soul, that I already knew, that I was already very aware of. It wasn't like I was like learning something for the first time. Of course I was learning, but it was like in my mind, I'm like, oh yeah, I get this. Oh yeah, I understand this. Oh, this is so easy for me to remember and apply and, understand, okay? In the past with certain concepts, I used to be a Christian, okay? I grew up Christian. I was a Christian literally until, I don't know, maybe like 5 years ago. So, and I still believe in a lot of those principles and those values and, Christ consciousness, okay? But I don't identify as a Christian anymore. I don't identify with any religion because I personally believe that religion keeps us separate. It's divisive, okay? And I just believe that, we should all follow the light. And anyway, I don't want to get too off. If you watch my videos, I could get a little, anyway, that's another video for another day. I just feel religion is divisive. So I don't identify with any religion. But once I started to embrace spirituality, it just, again, I was like, wow, I just understand this so easily. I could recall reading parts of the Bible and feeling a bit confused and feeling a bit like I don't really understand this, but I don't know, I'm just going with it. And that happened for quite a bit of my life, honestly. I remember how I just could not, certain Bible verses I would hear people say, and I'm like, damn, why can't I remember these Bible verses? Like, I would just be like, really trying to pull that Bible verse at the right time and really like, damn, if I could just remember that damn Bible verse. I'm trying to stop cursing. If I could just remember that Bible verse at that right time. But I just couldn't. But I knew things to say, like the wisdom. Like I knew how to give that. But I used to really get caught up on that. Like, why can't I commit these things to my mind? Anyway, I have theories on that, but that's another video for another day. So when I started to embrace spirituality, I was pretty afraid to, share that with others because I didn't know how people were going to respond to that. I didn't know how people would take that because I started to see how people in the spiritual community would be embraced, particularly in the Black community, which I'm a Black woman. So I would sometimes see how people would act about people who were embracing spirituality. So when I started to embrace it, it was kind of like people, I don't know, they were just kind of like, oh, okay, like you're spiritual? And I'd be like, yeah, I am, still kind of like feeling it out, still nervous about saying it. Still may not even, some of those times I was kind of like, not even like, like, I don't know. I was kind of like that, again, filling it out, still not comfortable in myself, okay? So I remember when I told my parents that I was no longer identifying as a Christian, it was kind of like I felt like, I'm not trying to liken this to, someone who is gay. I'm not trying to at all. But I felt like a little bit of that energy. I felt like, oh my God, like I feel like I'm coming out of the closet. Like, and again, I'm not gay and I'm not trying to minimize or compare the situations at all. I'm just trying to give an example. I'm not trying to say that it's the same. Not at all. Okay? Not at all. I know, I can only imagine how that is. Okay? I'm sending love to those people who had to deal with that. Gay people or trans. I really am, because I know that is not easy. So I'm sending you so much love. But for the sake of this video, I just want to give an example. I really did feel like, how are they going to take this? Because the automatic thought when you say things like that, when you say like you're separating from Christianity, the automatic thought is, what about Jesus? What about Jesus? Like, that's the automatic thing. And it's like, hold up. I didn't say anything about Jesus. I didn't say anything about Jesus. I love Jesus, okay? I work with Jesus. I love Jesus. But that's the automatic thing people usually think when you say you're no longer identifying as Christian. All of a sudden, you've left Jesus on the side of the road, and now you don't forgot who you were and who Jesus was to you, okay? And I had to kind of, in my own way, explain what that was about. But I kind of like didn't even fully say it. It was kind of like, I was talking about yeah, I do tarot, which that was a big deal. It was kind of like, and my parents were very accepting, but I could tell that was like, you do tarot now? Like, it was definitely like, what? You know what I mean? And like, even like a lot of my family members, I don't even think that they know. Like, I don't know. I really don't know. But, it was kind of like, because again, with the Christian values, tarot and like astrology, those are things that are not embraced in the Christian community. Those are things that, are looked at as like witchcraft or sorcery. And it's really not. It's really a form of divination. But, when you start to embrace these things, this is when you say, hey, when you love and accept yourself for doing it, you don't really care what other people think, okay? And I know that it's difficult because at the time when I started telling people these things, I was not fully loving and accepting that part of myself. I was still doubting it. I was still like, tarot, ooh. It was still kind of like, I'm still filling this thing out. Now, did I love doing tarot? Absolutely. But I was afraid to show that side because I didn't know what people would think. And I was still really being caught up on how does that look? Because that was another thing. I did not want to be labeled as a witch. And, people really didn't say that. And no one said it to me, but I definitely felt like people thought that, when I told them that. And I had to say, hey, like, this is actually not what you think it is. It's not at all. And I had to really kind of enlighten people on that. But I noticed that once I started to really love and embrace like what I do, or me embracing now spirituality and me loving it and me like showing people, wow, this has saved my life. Honestly, this has created who I am now, who I am becoming. This has honestly helped me to find myself. When I started to explain it that way, and I was very heartfelt, very much like confident and like, yeah, this definitely saved my life. Then that's when people were like, I started to change their perspective about it. And I'm not saying that you need to come out of the spiritual closet because it's time to like wake everyone up. I'm not saying that at all. But when you come out of the spiritual closet, that's you now telling people, this is who I am, this is what I'm about. You don't need to talk about spirituality all the time, because that's another thing. I mean, I could make, like, this video could be so long, and I'm gonna have to break this up, because that was another thing. It was kind of like when I started telling people, you know, that I didn't even have to tell people again. People, like I said, when they found out that I did tarot, okay, from social media and all of that, they kind of started trying to hit me with certain lines like, you know, making fun of like love and light. Because again, we already know some of the jokes around the spiritual community. And I mean, some of that stuff is funny. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, some of the memes and all of that, it's funny. I mean, it really is funny. But when people try to come at you with little things, it's like, okay, first of all, don't play me. Don't play me and don't play my creator. All right? I don't play those games. Because you could tell where people are coming from with some of that. You could tell by their energy. But when you love yourself more and you accept this part of you, and there's whatever part that you found that you feel good about, that you feel comfortable, you can really fully embrace and like, hey, this is me. This is who I am. There's nothing wrong with me. I'm not, you know, cuckoo. I'm not crazy. I'm not a weirdo. You know, I'm honestly changing a lot of people's perception when it comes to spiritual things. You are starting to see a lot more people, you know, embracing it and talking about it on YouTube and other social, you know, media platforms. But again, I've said in another video, when I would meet and talk with different people, like, you know, just say, for example, someone says, like, what do you do? And, you know, I tell them what I do, and they're like, really? You do that? And I'm like, yeah, I do that. And they're like, you know, looking at me like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I do that. And I don't know, you know, what a tarot reader should look like, but yes, I am a tarot reader, and this is what I look like, and this is what I do. So love and accept you. Love and accept yourself for who you are, and start embracing it. You don't need to just like write all these different tweets or, you know, have all these memes or post all this stuff on social media about who you are and what you're doing. I mean, if you want to do that, you can, but you could just simply be you. You don't have to explain why you're this way or why you're doing this, or, you know, explain your journey. Again, if you want to do that, you can, but the more you love and accept yourself, and the more you love this part of yourself that you're embracing and that you are accepting and how it's helped you, then other people, if they don't understand, that's fine, but guess what? They'll respect you. Like my parents, they don't quite understand a lot of this, and it's okay, but they respect me. They respect me, and that's it. That's all. You don't have to agree. You don't have to be on the same page. I just want respect. Just give me my respect. That's it. I could care less about anything else. Just respect me. And that's all it is. It's about having that respect. But it's because I love and accept this part of myself, and I respect this part of myself. Then other people can follow suit. Then other people, I'm showing other people, like, you're like, yeah, don't come at me with certain like jokes about spirituality. I'm not on that type of time. Don't even come to me with that, because I'm gonna shut you down. You know what I mean? That's how you have to kind of carry yourself. Like, don't play with me. Okay? Okay. I'm not, but you know, I have to check some people on that. Like, don't play. But anyway, let's talk about it in the comments. Are you coming out of the spiritual closet? How was your whole story? When you had to come out of the spiritual closet, how did it go? How did you feel? And you could still be coming out of the spiritual closet. I mean, honestly, every time I make a video, I feel like I'm coming more and more out, like really showing who I am and, you know, sharing part of my journey, sharing part of my story. More and more is coming out. So it's going to be on a continuous basis, which you will probably have the same thing as well. So if no one told you that they love you today, I love you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Please like the video, subscribe, join the Capital LOVE tribe. Thank you all so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.